So we'll be the module 2, creating and manage implementation project using SAP Activate roadmaps. So this is the topic we'll go through. The agenda for the overview, the SAP Activate methodology, how in project creation and management in SAP Cloud ALM, and integration with SAP Activate roadmaps. Okay. So I think most of you know or are aware, at least have heard of if have not used the SAP Activate roadmap, right? So this is a view of the SAP Activate roadmap viewer. So roadmap is nothing but SAP provides for different. We have talked this idea also, but just I'll briefly again explain. So roadmap, SAP roadmap is nothing but for your different implementation scenarios, SAP gives you predefined or preset standard practices, which SAP thinks are the standard based on SAP best principles, right? So you can go to the roadmap viewer and you can access the roadmaps depending on your requirement, whether it's an S4HANA implementation or S4HANA like on-prem or cloud, private or public edition. And again, like it is a 3-tier landscape you want to build or a 2-tier. Or again, for I think there are roadmaps available for the other different products as well, like Ariba, Concur, SuccessFactor, Ariba and SuccessFactor. It's there. Okay. So I'll just so if you see, like we have to take an example like SAP Activate was SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition. No, so this you can use this roadmap. You can use if you want to implement an S4HANA Cloud Public application for 3 system landscape, right? If you're implementing or the project which is scheduled to start and you're part of that, if that is for S4HANA Cloud Public Edition or a Cloud Private Edition, so you can use this SAP from the roadmap. You can use the roadmap. Rise with SAP roadmaps are also available. Most of I think know Rise with SAP. So that is there. That option of scenario is also available. In case you want to, your implementation is with the Rise with SAP contract with SAP. So that roadmap is also there. Okay. Fine. So the SAP Activate, all the scenarios which are available in the SAP Activate roadmap on the SAP Activate, they cover all the 6 phases. They'll cover all the 6 phases of your project implementation, right? Starting from discovery to prepare to explore, realize, deploy and run phase, right? It gives you the tools or the as I keep on saying, the skeleton for each of them. There will be tasks, whatever tasks are supposed to run in discovery phase or prepare phase. All of those are available in these roadmaps. Like it's not like it's only it's not like only in the discovery or the preparation phase the roadmaps has the related task or setup. It covers all the 6 phases for your implementation. You may have 6 phases, you may have 4 phases, more or less. In broad, if we talk in broad sense, during your discovery, when you're scoping the project, in that phase SAP Activate will help you. When you're preparing, you're having workshops and getting everything onboarded, then SAP Activate will have corresponding setup and features. When you're exploring, having workshops with the business to understand the final requirement, the workflow, in that also during fit to standard workshops, the SAP Activate will provide you the features, functionality, I would say tools or support to help you in that phase, right? So and obviously in realize phase, when it helps you, and obviously in development when you're activating the scope and configure. Also, if you're trying to build extensions and with now with cloud solutions more, there are many integrations available in the system. Like you will have multiple cloud solution being integrated with your primary system. It could be S4HANA on-prem or S4HANA cloud solution. So even the integration part, which is not necessarily the what when we talk about the development which is going to happen, but the integration also is a very crucial part of the whole setup, right? Unless you have the integrations in place, and because there would be some development happening in your even in your cloud solutions, in SuccessFactor, IBP, analytics, DataSphere, and then you need to integrate those things with your main system, the main systems, or there has to be cross integration. So for all these also, the roadmap has the necessary steps, features available. Also, in case you are doing a brownfield implementation of that, where you doing maybe a complete migration of data or selective migration of data. So for that work or that piece of the project, also SAP roadmap has that, helps you with that. Because it's not like everyone is doing a greenfield implementation. There are there are projects where you have to move data. It's from maybe from legacy system to S4 HANA system or ECC to S4. So you need the data migration happens. So that for that migration of data also, it helps in the activate process has the step. Again, coming to final, like once you have done everything, you will you will have to go into testing, right? So all the testing iteration could be doing your unit testing in development, then your integration testing in quality, user acceptance testing, regression testing, performance testing. So whatever kind of testings you want to do, maybe you want to do a multiple UAT levels, a UAT 1, 2, before you actually move to production, or before you move to production you want to do a regression testing or a performance testing on your quality or pre-pod, depending whether you have a 3 system landscape or 4 system landscape. So all the testing iterations, more or less, SAP Activate has that. The roadmap has those features, steps to help you in that. Okay. Then finally, when you are deploying, so once you are deploying, the release management helps through your release management. It has, and you have to, like when you are releasing the system, you have to onboard users. Like from project team, it will move to run team. Business users have to be onboarded. So everything that is part of the roadmap. And finally, when you are in run maintenance, that there also run maintenance phase. There also it helps you where you can operate. It supports the run life cycle completely. Whatever changes you want to do there, also it helps you with your setup and task. Okay, clear? Okay. This is what we have talked about, right? So there is like a digital discovery assessment in the discovery phase as initially. So this is basically for your cloud deployment, right? Because SAP is focusing mostly on cloud. So there's an assessment where you can help the customer identify, what best combination of cloud solutions will fit to their requirement, because they could be non-legacy systems or some other third-party systems, and you probably would want them to be on SAP. All the modules should run from an SAP application, right? In that way, that in discovery phase has that adjustment part as well, right? So again, prepare you are just you're starting with the planning, preparation, onboarding the project team, having the proper accesses for all the systems. So these tasks can be, like these tasks are already there in the SAP Activate roadmap, which you can just, once you integrate them, they will be there, and you just have to you don't have to create them. It's as simple as that. These tasks which you can think of when you're in your prepare phase, with the planning, with the preparation access, those tasks will be there, and you can just do your work and just keep updating the tasks, and you will have a complete status or an update of the status of the project, where it is standing, right? It's just that you don't miss anything, right? It could be like you are heavily into planning and project, and somehow you miss that, okay, the system accesses were not. Sometimes it takes a lot of time, right? The system accesses. So it's like that, it gives the task related like that by the time the users or the project team is supposed to start work with at least with the workshop, they should have access to the systems. So that planning, that is all, that task or that setup is already there in these roadmaps. You just have to use them, right? Again, into explore phase, again, you will do fit to standard analysis workshop, fit to gap analysis workshop, okay, between your team and the customer team. Okay, and depending whether they have a predefined business process which they want to replicate as is in the new system, or they are open for customization, or they're open for some other workflow. So in those things, obviously SAP will provide you the standard processes which is there. So how much of a customization is based, whether that standard workflow works for the customer's requirement or not, so that you can document there, and how much, and even if it's customization is required, how much customization to what level. So everything there you can modify the already existing task or processes, right? So you don't have to again create anything from the starting in that way. So realize again, you will have, based on these workshops, you will start your development and integrating the different systems. It could be you have mostly like we have an IBP system, IBP for HR success factor, travel expense concur. People are using Ariba for forecasting and planning. So all of these will be integrated with your S4 HANA system. If or yeah, right. So that integration development again, you will have development in each of these application based on the based on the results or the requirement gathered through the explore phase and the scoping what you have done. Okay. And after they realize, they will help the activate roadmap will have the the necessary steps tools to help you with the deployment, and finally with the run. So when you in the run, as I said, the SAP Activate has those tests. Plus, we can leverage the SAP Cloud ALM operations section to set up monitoring and all the operations part. We can set up some kind of automation as well for some of the tasks, right? That is there. But mostly like in run, you can set up monitoring through SAP Cloud ALM, where you can have like you have a CPI system, you can have integration exception monitoring, you can monitor the workflows. Then let's suppose you have consumer, maybe an internet facing business. What I mean from them, that your products, the particular customer, the products are being bought or accessed through multiple worldwide through internet, right? So then maybe we can use synthetic user monitoring, where it is nothing but we can monitor that from each of the geographical locations where the presence is more, how the applications are getting access. Is there any slowness? Is there any availability issue, performance issue, right? This is very helpful when like you have these sales day, big billion day sale, Black Friday, Singles Day in China. So in at that point of time, when there are a huge number of, I'm just talking about internet facing businesses to take an example. So there it could be like maybe let's take an example of India, where a big billion day sale is happening for Flipkart and orders are getting placed from everywhere. But there is so if you have like through synthetic user monitoring, maybe you can have different servers installed at maybe in multiple locations, multiple geographical location within India. And so when as soon as there is an issue, maybe from a particular location, you will be able to find out before the customer escalates it, or you see the customers are not able to place records, or there are payment failures of that kind. So maybe synthetic user monitoring helps in that. Like you can synthetically you are monitoring whether how the user is experience your internet facing application. So that is one helpful feature which helps in in the run phase. Okay. Okay. So as I said, XAP activates provides end-to-end guidance. And so yeah.
Just to hold on. Just this synthetic phase is just I just want to understand more. So it is like a start and pause kind of activity. If someone can monitor and immediately stop that, is it something like that?
No,
That
it is
is
like no, it is like you can schedule it to run every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and it is just going to how the app like let's suppose I'm trying to access flipkart.com. So I'll be open flipkart.com and open whether the login page is coming or not, right? So that monitoring you can do from different locations. Maybe you have set up servers at Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Guwahati, Indore. So from there you can, and it will keep on running, and it will only tell you when it's there. Maybe you have a latency threshold that it should able to access the application within 10 milliseconds, yeah, or maybe a second at max, right? So as soon that threshold is reached, you will get notified that from that particular location your application is not able to be accessed fast, right? There is a latency, there is a delay, or it is not available at all. It could be because even it's not like that the servers would be at it, the servers probably would be at one location from where each of these applications, but we'll be using edge locations where the person who is access, maybe the servers are in Bangalore, but the person who is accessing it from Delhi is not actually accessing it from Bangalore, but there is an edge location somewhere available in Noida, right? So that way it helps that okay, the issue maybe is limited to the Noida edge location because Delhi people are not able to access. So I'm just giving in a very high level, broad level, but it is something that it keeps. Obviously, it could be that you want to, have this monitoring only on particular day. So that could be done, that you activate it for maybe few days when depending on, like as I took the Flipkart example, maybe during the big billion day sale, those 5 days you'll keep it activated. Maybe after that, because the traffic has reduced there and there won't be much of a burden on the normal operation, because you have that covered through the existing server load and infrastructure. So then maybe that you can stop. But that was just an example that in this way, in your run phase, you can have these kind of monitoring in that way.
Okay,
Did
thank
I
you.
did I answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay, so again, SAP Active provides guidance or support for your end-to-end implementation for SAP solutions. So SAP Cloud ALM, because you can integrate directly the SAP Activate roadmaps in Cloud ALM. So Cloud ALM becomes a very a great tool to use, because you don't have to do anything. You just integrate, and then Cloud ALM will create within Cloud ALM, everything will come up. It's not like Activate roadmap you download. I know an Excel opens and then you have. It's not like you when you integrated with the Cloud LM and the Activate roadmaps, everything will get pre-populated. Obviously, it is not like it would 100% suit your requirement, but it could be that even if, let's suppose, that worst case scenario, even it suits your 30 to 40%. That's a big number. Like at least your effort reduces at least by 30 to 40%, right? It could be, in many cases I've seen it is like 60 to 70%, that the only part where people have to work is more on the, again, how the some of the main work business processes workflow which customers have their predefined way. If they're coming again from their legacy system and they don't want to touch, like right now what SAP is trying, and even you might have like clean core, like as much as possible be closer to the SAP standard, right? Keep the clean core, don't go too much into a customization. So again, this is all because and if you are because see, everything is on cloud now, right? SAP is going to give you updates regularly on the cloud. You don't have control on the underlying infrastructure or that. So as much as you are closer to the standard, so as much as that, when SAP provides updates, nothing breaks for you, right? That's why SAP is so much focusing on keeping the clean core. You must have heard S4HANA clean core, right? You keep the clean core is like nothing but keep as close as possible to the standard. And the SAP provides in S4HANA Cloud Edition, right? So obviously SAP doesn't sell it like this, but that is the underlying thought. Otherwise, if you are like, people have to make customization, and it is okay, because SAP is not saying you can't do it. So customers will have it, but when SAP provides next level, next generation updates, it could be that your customization might not work with it, right? So SAP has to work a bit more to make sure that it works with every customization, which is what SAP is not doesn't want to do, right? In that way, right? Just a side topic. Okay, so again I think we have covered this. Okay, so yeah, so in Cloud LM you can just go and select for in the SAP Activate roadmap here, you can go and select the roadmaps available, and then okay. So yeah, this is fine. Yeah, this is the screen. Okay, one second. Just expand it a bit. And this is so this is just an example to show you that all the the SAP the tasks which come with SAP Activate or the mappings. So those are very related to the Cloud ALM different tiles we have. So means it is integrated to cloud. It is not like okay, just they have given, okay, everything will get downloaded into Cloud LM, find one place we can sell it like that. It's not like they have actually integrated it very smoothly, that all the different activities in SAP Cloud in the Activate roadmap are actually mapped to different sections or different tiles or different functionality which are available under Cloud LM implementation, right? So like you can say like, assign resource and refine project task in. So this is one of the task which comes with SAP roadmap, right? So it is, if you see, it is a correlated to the project and setup. In the project and setup, you are going to assign resource, refine your project task.
Hey, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
In Cloud ALM, assigned resource is like creating the team, right? So it is mapped to that project and setup, right? And then if you create task, so the task will be in the task, right? So it is like it is like correlated. It's not like they have just haphazardly put everything in. Okay, then you know it is integrated. Maybe somewhere it's a direct relation, maybe somewhere it's a loosely coupled relation, but there is a relation, right? Then determine process scope, right? So it is nothing but manage scope. Like in Cloud LM, we'll come to that when we do the demo. So when you have to define the scope, right? The process, which all processes are part of your scope, right? Or part of implementation. There are 100 processor under maybe or different modules, but you're not going to use all the processes. Customer doesn't have that requirement, right? So you have to define the scope. So you have to determine the process scope, like which processes are in scope. So that you do it from manage scope and processes. Okay. So in manage scope, you define which all processes will be part of this implementation, and processes you define the processes, plus if you have to, if there's a custom process you want, or in the standard process you want to do something, right? In that way, right? Then again, like set up, CBC. For S/4HANA Cloud, we have the CBC app, right? CBC. So that integration, that setup, that integration, that task in project landscape, you can do that, right? Like in project landscape, you're going to set up, right? What in the project, whatever. So CBC, if you're using S/4HANA implementation, you can use CBC, the CBC integration, right? And that will part of, because in the project landscape, CBC will also be a part, right? So there you can define it. So like that, different tasks which are there in the different phases, prepare, realize, explore phase. You can determine, you can see it's correlated with the different tiles in the Cloud ALM. Okay. This is again that was for prepare again. So explore phase, right? So direct and manage project execution. So there is a task, right? So that is core analytics. Like through analytics, you can see what is the project execution state, right? Okay, then fit to standard analysis documentation. So these are the document analysis. So these are all in requirement, right? Because you will, once you have your workshops, then you'll have to record things. So SAP provides in Cloud LM, there are different places you can. Obviously, first would be requirement, where you can create your requirement based on your outcome of the workshop. Then there's feature. Feature is nothing but to develop that requirement, you could need a feature, so you can record it there as well. Plus notes is something like notes, like if you want to make some notes, you can create those notes, like how do I put it, as in normal general terms we use notes, right? You keep a sticky note on your laptop, or on your laptop desktop homepage, or you keep a diary, you keep taking notes, right? Like right now maybe you are taking notes when I'm giving this session. Similarly, there could be something that you don't know where to keep it, right? So there's a note, you can create notes in that. Maybe it is not related to requirement, nothing technical, but just have a more understanding, or maybe for later use, you can create notes, and notes you can again link to your requirement or features for that matter, right? Okay, fine. Okay, again, so process authoring is nothing but if you want to create your own process. So it could be that during the workshop you see there is a requirement which cannot be fulfilled by the standard processes. So then you have to take help from the process authoring, create your own process. Again, the process, when you're creating the process, obviously you can take it it could be based on a standard process, and so that it get pre-populated, and then you can modify it depending on your requirement. Okay, good. Again, in the realize phase, again you can manage the status of the project through the overview or the analytics phase, right? Then I think I had shown this, like you can plan sprints in the project setup. You can plan sprints. So you see in all the phases there are some steps or the other which are related to, or are linked to the tiles which are there, the options or the functionality which are there, or the different tiles which are there in the Cloud ALM, right? So it is not like segregated. It is very much integrated, right? And different, and it's not like you have, the project setup is only required during when you're first setting it up, right? As I said, you can always go back when we are creating a project, you can always go back and create a project, right? Or modify the project. Sorry, not create it, but you can modify your changes, right? Obviously the start date you cannot modify, you have already started, but different phases or the milestones or those things, right? Again, for testing, okay, so again, for testing you can, you can, for test preparation you have test preparation, test execution, then defects, right? So all these are like when you realize when you're doing testing, you will start with test preparation, then you have to execute, then if there are execution errors or there is test failure, you will create defects. So everything is kind of integrated with the different areas of cloud ALM. Okay. Fine. Okay. So this is a small overview of the project setup, right? So first thing obviously is to start with the SAP Cloud ALM onboarding. Then and then you create a name and a project and create and give a name to the project. It will be done by the project lead, project manager, right? You select the task template, like task template, or you select the scenario or the activate roadmaps, whichever you write. Then you maintain time boxes. Then you add project members. So project members is like you create the teams and then add different members to the different teams. And when you have you have added the project members, you have to give them role, right? Maybe based on a team will have a lead and different people working under the lead. So though you can give different roles to different teams, right? Again, connect to SAP CBC integration is optional. If you are using it, if you don't want to use it, it's optional. And so once you have added the project manager milestones and sprints, so that is then like your project setup is completed, right? That is this to start with the starting point of setting, starting with your project implementation in Cloud ALM is like you set up your project, right? Okay, I think I had used this earlier. So like project is nothing but a container, logical container, which helps in reporting and managing information, so that you can, within a project you have different things. So when you go to the overview page of the project, you see everything under, right? So it's more of a container. Okay, in this project, how many user stories are there, how many test cases are there, in what phase is it currently, in prepare phase or realize phase or explore phase, right? So again, you can create multiple projects and you can run multiple projects. As I said, those dates or times are not like hard coded. You can always change them, and always also a project can there could be parallel projects running. There could be a project separate for S4HANA, for success factor. You can have sub projects as well, right? Main project, sub project, that concept also you can have. So you can run multiple projects, you can run multiple projects parallelly. There is no like constraint or limit to that as such, right? Okay, fine. So this we have covered. Okay, access level, I think we had discussed this, so we'll just write it. So public is that anyone who has access to your Cloud ALM in which you are working, Cloud ALM tenant you have created. So it could be, right? The SAP Cloud ALM is you have a single tenant across the organization, and it could be that there are different projects, different teams, different SI partners, or different, even customer has their own projects running, their IT is running some project, and there are different, so all can run in parallel. So that's what. So public is like anyone can view, anyone can view with sufficient authorization, right? All the projects, right? So that is public. Restricted is that only read access only to non-project members. Project members will have access, but non-project members, if they have at least the proper, then they will be able to at least view it. Nothing, they can't edit it or change it. Private is that only the project to which when you define the project, you define the project team, right? The project members who are assigned to that project, those will only have edit and read access. No one else can have read or write access. So it depends on your access. So probably we should ideally we go with public or restricted. Private becomes cumbersome because you add new members, or there are people who are coming, they want them not part of the project team, but there is something they want to look at, right? So in that way, again, it depends. As you work, you will come to know which is the better suited access level for your projects. Okay, and this we will go cover in the demo. Okay, so this again we'll cover in the demo how we integrate the SAP Activate roadmap. Okay, fine. Any questions till now before I switch to the demo? Okay, take it as a no. So give me a minute.
You can go ahead creating a project, and we are getting some error, right? We can resolve it. Then after that, proceed further. Correct?
Yeah. I'm just sharing my screen. Again, reshare. One sec. Give me a moment. So you're able to see my screen again? Yeah. So I think someone was having. So this is the landing page. Again, paste the URL. You can access it from here. And you have to use this user, the last one, Agatha. User ID is Agatha. Password is ccaps CAM22 #1. And you have to click on this SAP Cloud ALM Launchpad, and you come to the home page. So whoever was there in the starting, she was saying that, are you able to access now? Are you have come to this page?
I'll just try. You keep on going. If I face an issue, I'll.
Okay. So fine.
We can add this and time box, then after that the sprint, and then after that kickoff and planning date and all. After that, next step you can go ahead, Aratha.
So I have to find my. So everyone has reached that step, right? Where they have been able to create their project, and correct?
Yeah, we will be able to create it. I'm into now time box preparation.
Right. So this was the, I'll go to edit. This was the project I created. Okay. So everyone has been able to create a project, right? And they have been able to create the phases, custom phase and sprints, milestone. Any issue here? Or if anyone is facing any issue? Okay, so I take it as a no that everyone has reached it here. Okay, fine. So you just
time
keep on
box,
saving.
Time box setup is done from my side, Ratan. A sprint is created, and as well as kickoff and go live date and everything has been set up.
Okay, good.
So what is the next step?
Yeah. So next is like teams, right? Now you have to create your teams which will be part of this project, right? So okay, like I'm using Agatha, so she is the project lead already, right? If you want to create, this is the PMO team, right? Okay, so I'll go to teams. One sec. Okay, so you'll have, okay, like you are in here project, right? So from here you will not be able to create the teams, right? So what you have to do,
can you add any of the new user, new team member?
Yeah, you can add. They just have to be before that. Yeah, they can be added. Means I cannot add it because.
So can you show us at least where we can add that?
Means
so what steps to be followed?
Like onboarding a new user to Cloud ALM or adding them to your project. Like which one you are asking?
See
here I think.
Yeah,
so
go
this,
ahead.
I think here this is not linked with any of the user which is already created, right? So probably there might be having some default user which has been created. Is that correct? Any user can be added.
No, any user who are already present in Cloud ALM, who have been added to Cloud ALM, they will be part of your project, right? Correct. So if you want to add a user, you have to like onboard them in Cloud ALM. I think I showed you the user management right there. Right. Again, it depends on how, like, there are different user access management you can do, right? Either because most customers do the onboarding from BTP, right? They don't onboard in Cloud ALM directly. Only the role assignment happens in Cloud ALM, but the onboarding happens in BTP. Like let's suppose a new user comes, ABC, you want to give them access to Cloud ALM, so they will be onboarded like in BTP. Their ID will create and they will be given access to Cloud ALM. So they will have access to Cloud ALM. Now the roles which you want to assign to them, those roles you have to come to Cloud ALM user management. I showed you as there you have to give them the roles which are required. Here what we are doing that we are
there will be two tab, right? Here on the left side you see that manage project and teams and roles, right? And there is even in the project and in project also general information, time box and teams also. So both are the same, right? It will be
both are same. No, what I'm saying is here this teams this will show you don't have any, you can't edit it right now, right?
No, you can edit it. You can go and edit it. Yeah.
You can't. What I'm saying, in the PMO team, okay, you can add, like if you want to create a new team, right? Then you have to go to it. So let's suppose I want to add, I don't know, maybe someone, right? ALM tool. So this you can assign PMO team. You can assign different people now to your project, right? Under PMO team, right? Okay. By roles or by user also, like only user. Okay. So that you can do. So for now we have added Jack. We'll add someone, another. Okay. I don't know if we can add.
How this user it will be created? It will be created somewhere else. We have to maintain our user ID and details.
Right. Correct. It's like you get access to your system, right? Once you get access to your system, then you can maintain your user ID anywhere. You can have access. So the security team will help you get access to Cloud ALM. Once that is done, then it will show up here. Then you can add them here, right? So your team, before adding them in the project team, you can add them. You have to add. They have to have access to. They should be available in Cloud ALM. Then only, right? It's like a. It's coming from all the users which are already there in Cloud ALM, right? Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the project team. So you can use different users to your team. So this is one team which is created. Okay. You can save it. Okay. Now if you have to, it is getting saved. Okay. Now let's suppose you want to, create another team. Okay. So we go to teams. Okay. And create. So maybe we'll create this team. Okay. Okay. That's fine. So testing thing, right? So you can save it. Okay. So we have created a testing, right? So now if you want to add roles, okay, I'll just
the previous screen that which you have shown, right? I've added multiple user in the 10 or different stages. So that after save, then all the user it will be appearing in this particular tab. I mean, in this page.
Can you repeat what you're asking? Sorry, yours.
There will be a previous screen which you shown, right? That ELM, P2P manager and all. I think you have not saved it. If you saved it, those are the user. It will be appear in this particular teams.
No, those are not. Those are the roles. If you want to. One sec. So it has hung. No, I have not given any user. That's why there are no users.
Okay.
I'm not. It's like you can either. Okay, one sec. I will go to teams. Okay. Edit. So here, you can have roles like tool expert, tool lead analytics, right? Or just users, right? And you can create.
We can create a multiple team groups here.
Yeah. You can create as many. I don't think there is a limit, but you can create as many teams as you want.
Okay.
So either in team you want to have by role, right? So that there will be a manager for the testing team, tool expert, tool lead, or you just want to give just add users. You don't have to give them a role, right? So then you can add. So in both way you can add them, right?
Okay.
You have to enter role name, right? So you can see these roles are auto pop, like these SAP gives. So in Cloud ALM you get it. So you can use them. Okay. Sorry, I think I have gone too fast. So others are able to create team.
Yeah, I can create.
Yeah. You.
So there will be
Wait for others. Just one sec. Wait for this. We'll go. Otherwise, this will be left behind. Anyone facing any issue? Yes, no. Okay, I take it as a no. Yeah, sorry. You were asking something.
Yes, I'll be able to create a multiple team.
Okay, fine. So maybe we'll create.
Ratan, can you just show it once again in person?
Yeah, fine. So you have to be in your project. Okay. So this is teams. Okay. Now on the left hand side, you have to click on this teams option. Then you'll be able to create a team. You can, in the existing team you can make, but to create a new team, you have to come here on these three dots, click on create. Okay. So we'll create, maybe you can give functional team. Okay. Now either you can these are the roles available in so many roles available. Okay. So you can give by roles, just give the username here. Okay. ALM tool expert. Okay. This is one aspect, or you can give it. It's the same thing that has already come. Maybe you want to add another user.
Is it possible to create under the sub team, under the test team com, something like that?
Okay, you're saying sub teams.
Yeah.
No sub teams. Maybe we can try. I've also not done that. Okay. Let's suppose in test team we open and we edit. Okay. No, I don't think.
Yeah,
this will create.
It will create under the project only.
Under the project only, but I think. Okay.
It will come under the standard.
Fine. So we'll create another preference of technical teams and just keep saving. Okay. So others are able to create team. Okay. See, this is available over internet, so you can also try out like you can do anything. You can make mistakes, changes, whatever, that is fine. So you can play around it. It is publicly available.
Okay, this calm, right? Whatever the project we have open, how to log in that one. Actually, is there any special? But I missed the call. I missed the what you can say. Whatever you are explaining, right? To log in this project, the calm project, and can you please share once again that URL and how to log in that?
Okay, so this is the URL.
Okay.
See, this is a publicly available tenant. Okay. So
I am getting error like as a access denied.
No, you use this user. Agatha, A caps, AGTH, and password CAM22 hyphen.
Where I need to use actually when I click that URL directly, it is saying as a access denied. Let me share my. Yeah,
you can share your screen.
Yeah, sure.
Sorry guys, just it'll take a 1 minute, but it's better to take everyone.
Is it visible my screen, right?
Your screen is visible, yes.
Yeah, when I'm clicking this one directly, it is coming as access denied.
Copy the
copy paste into different browser.
Okay.
Click on this SAP Cloud ALM Launchpad. Yeah. Agatha, AGATH. Come down. The last user. AGATH. Agatha. Same password you can copy. Anyone.
This is the password, right?
So I think you're able to access, right? You should be able to.
Yeah.
You are okay.
Yeah, okay, so, thank you. I got that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Fine. So we have created a project, teams, scope. Okay. So another is not last. So deployment, in the sense like you have to know in the project virtual systems from a deployment perspective, right? Like deployment as like the transports or the features which you will create it, right? So you have to define which all systems will be part of the deployment, right? So as I said, S4HANA, it supports the change movement or the change management. It supports for S4HANA. So it supports for S4HANA for ECC ABAP system also it supports. So here you have to choose the systems. Okay.
Before that, what is the use of scopes, Ratan?
We'll come to that. That is a bit bigger section, so we'll come to that. So these are different systems. Maybe we'll choose one. Okay. So this is 1 sec. Let me choose something. So HANA, right? So save it. Okay, so this is like on the deployment, the change management for which product will be part of this project for deployment. So that you have to. It doesn't mean that this is the only system. What I'm trying to say is like the transport management, right? That is only available for ABAP or S4HANA system. So you'll have an S4HANA ABAP system. So that you choose it here. Okay, system groups. Okay, clear? You can choose anything for now because we are testing. Okay. So scopes, yeah. Okay. So scope is nothing but in your project, right? What are the business processes? What are the modules, sub modules which will be part of this project? So here we do the scoping, right? Okay. So we can create So see, if you see, so these are the SAP standard best practices available, right? You can use all of them. Yeah. Okay, see, there are huge list of standard practices or the processes available which you can use, right? So let's suppose, see, acquire to decommission, idea to market, lead to cash, master data. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you cannot create your own. You can create. So if you want in that scope, that it could be that it could be that you're only using, you're not going to use standard, right? You are going to use a custom. So for that, you'll have to I'll give a scope. So maybe I'll give finance. Okay. So maybe in finance, you want that, to start with. Again, you might not know. So it's better you can keep it. Again, you can change the scope later. It's not again hard and fast. So custom is nothing but if you know that if you will be creating custom processes or, you'll be going with not with the standard, but custom also. Also, it could be that you will be using a mix of custom and standard, right? So if you come here, so you see SAP best practice for S4HANA Cloud for public sector, SAP best practice for S4HANA Cloud public editions, right? So you have the best practice even for the complete system, not only for any modular access, right? For success factor, you have SAP Cloud. Okay. So after S4HANA, success factor is the most popular application in terms like that is what SAP has provided, many options after S/4HANA. Okay.
So we have to select any of this.
Yeah. You can select multiple and depending on your requirement. Okay. So like let's suppose I've selected SAP best practices for S/4HANA. Again, it depends on your, again, it is not hard coded.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
But obviously, scope you would have, when you are starting the project, you must have, the SOW and everything, contract has been signed. So, more or less at least the broader scope, right? So from there you can come and make your scopes, right? So this description, maybe just finance scoping. Okay, I'll just save it. After the version of the solution cannot be changed, the following version will be used. Okay, fine. Okay. So this we have created. Okay. You can create again multiple scopes, right? It is not like you can only create one scope for that matter. Okay. I'll just wait here. Others are able to create a scope. Yeah. So next.
While saving, it's saying that after saving the version of the solution scenario cannot be changed. So is that so? So we cannot take out of any of the solution which we selected.
But you can create a new. You can create a new scope, right? You may not be able to change. Yeah.
So in this particular scope, we can create it. So we have option to delete also after create if something which is not.
You can create it. You can delete it. You should be able to delete it. So we have one scope, finance. So you see finance. So there are two. Okay, I don't know if maybe some of you know the accelerators which are provided, right, for any particular. So this also is there. You can use them. Okay, so this is just again like helping or a guidance, right? It just will let you know. Okay, I can when you are doing scoping or when you are into the realize or prepare phase, maybe from there only you can go to the access, see okay what is there, right? It's not like it would not just for help or guidance. It probably might not. These accelerators, these are accelerators, right? It's not going to create something for you, but it will help you in creating or taking this forward, right? So scopes is fine. We'll create another scope. Just maybe we'll key custom. Maybe need to cache master data management and this version of the solution scenarios. Cannot. Okay. General information solution. So we have created two scenarios. Okay. You were asking, you can delete, right? See, if you have created a scope, you can always go and delete.
Okay. So it will completely delete that complete scope created.
Yes. But again, if you're doing it initially, then there won't be any related task or features or any artifacts related to it. But in case you are in between or you have already started with that, right, we will have associated, because once you have done this scoping, you will then go to process scoping, which all process will be part of it. So then then you'll have to completely, then you might not be able to delete, or you have to remove everything, or it will get deleted along with it, right?
Okay.
So yeah.
Even I do create it too. So we can add also editing a scope if any solution is required for the particular scope.
Is there any dependency between the deployment landscape and the scope? Like if I choose S4 and all the scope items related to the landscape solution, both are not related.
No, it's in a sense it's not really. Say, okay, 1 minute. It is not related, because see, deployment landscape is maybe one of the it is for the feature. We'll come to that. Like for the how do you deploy the changes, right? So and in which system or which landscape the changes are to be deployed, right?
Right.
So in that sense, this is where we define that, right? Because when you're going to move your transports, which you are going to create a feature, assign a transport, so which is the development system. So this is where we define that this is the system, this is the this is the landscape, development, quality, prod. So this is where we define it. The deployment landscape. Scoping is something like what all modules will be part of your scope. You can have multiple scoping in your project. You can have separate scope for your success factor, a separate scope, or you can have a separate project itself of success factor, or you can have a separate scope for you can have a separate scope for separate modules, or you can have it in between. That is because from scoping you'll have to again go to process authoring or the process scoping, like which within that again what processes you are going to use. You're not going to use all the processes, right? So
in deployment landscape we can have multiple system also, no? 3-layer, 4-layer, like that.
That means you don't have to define the systems, you have to define the product. Like if you have a ECC or S4HANA, so we have chosen here S4HANA. So because you are going to connect all the systems, so that Cloud ALM will understand it, which all the systems. That will come to know when we are doing feature, and that will get more clear.
Okay.
Because you will have to define like in which system it's there, right? The development, which system is development. So that will come once.
Okay. Well, let's come back to scope and we'll see.
Yeah. Everyone has created scopes, right? Anyone has any problem in creating scopes?
Whatever we see in the solution scenarios and scope, is it like currently limited? I mean, just because it is a demo system, is it limited to these particular scopes, or that is everything is there as per your ME launcher?
Sorry, can you?
What I'm asking is like whatever you're seeing in the scope, right? So can you just create?
Yeah. Okay. This scope. Okay.
Yeah. In the solution scenarios, whatever you're seeing, is it like all that is available? This is just a demo system. It has like descriptive scenarios. Okay, that's all right if you're not sure, but just
yeah. Probably it again, considering it's a demo system and they don't update it very regularly, so it could be that we are not seeing what you could see in your client tenant. It could be, but at least this will be there, and I think there will be more because this looks a bit less. So probably
even because the versions is like 2402, there's no other version pertaining to say the S4 Cloud, So okay,
it could be. It's just create another. Okay, fine. Clear till now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we'll start from here. We manage scopes. So we have come here, manage scope. Now the next part is like now you have defined the scope. You have chosen which one. Now the process scoping. Like this is the like I have chosen best practice for S/4HANA Cloud Edition. So everything will come, but you might probably you're not going to use all the everything, right? So there we have to do the next step would be process scoping. Okay. So if I click on process scoping, so now you see for S/4HANA public edition there are 1846 standard
business process
available. So obviously this you are going to do once you have done your workshop it to standard workshop with the customer. You have the list. Otherwise this is not possible. You can't do the process scoping, right? So for that you have to have you have done your requirement gathering, and you have after the workshops you have the requirements in place. What are the processes in place, right? So and there again you can filter it out with different, I think once again country. Yeah, so depending on your UK on your country you can filter out
different process.
Yes. Also another thing is that you can have like some customers do is like they create different scope for different geographic location. Yeah. Maybe countries or how their business units are defined. Maybe they start with a global template, then they implement it elsewhere. But in some cases they do the scoping in that way, where for different geographic location they have a different set of processes or different set of processes, right? So because it's very different, right? So it could be in that, or they can go with a global template, but usually it's more of a mix of global template and some country specific templates, right? So in if you okay, yeah, anyone was asking some question?
Ratan, how you opened this solution process? From where did you navigate?
Oh, yeah, one sec. I'll just show again. One sec. Yeah, you let me know if I'm going too fast, right? Or you want time. So because you so you come, maybe you can see again in Cloud ALM from anywhere you can go anywhere, right? Like from projects you can go to manage. So, but to be it's new, so I came to one sec. So okay, so this is my project I created. Then I created the scopes. Okay, if I click on manage a scope, okay, so I came here. If I open the scope, so you have process scoping. Okay, so I came from here. Okay, just try if you're able to come here.
Yeah, okay, correct. I just lost a step.
So everyone is able to come here. So as I said, like you can come to all the places from many different areas. So this you can come from directly from the project, right? If I go from manage scope, also you can come here the same way. Okay, finance, click process scoping. Hello, shall I proceed ahead?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe okay.
What is after you choose the country, India region, right? So what is the business
Yeah.
group? How that will be filtered?
So, I mean, I was showing that you can filter it out with, and then
Different
you have
area. Okay.
Yeah.
Got
Suppose
it.
I choose with finance.
But here, right, you're getting the multiple solution processes when you're selecting the country, but I'm not getting anything there. I'm not sure where I did the mistake.
If you want, you can share your screen.
Yeah, able to see, right?
Yeah, I'm able to see. Close. Remove the country. Okay.
Item. That
Can
solution
you-
item not selected.
Which one?
Can you go to your project? Can you open your project? Go to your project demo, CAM CSK.
Yeah.
Go to scopes. Manage the scopes. Click on finance. Okay. No, you have not selected any. Okay, click on edit. You have to click. So you have created a scope, but within a scope you have to
Solution.
choose solution. Which solution you want of it? Like you can choose custom and S4HANA. Choose custom. I mean anything you can use. I'm just giving example. Custom. Just that.
No.
Just drag.
Actually, he is not selecting actually that button. There will be small icon is there, no?
Right top. It is a drag drop. That cross circle cross. You just have to drag it right.
There will be.
No. In the custom, just where the custom is written.
Yeah, you have to select it. Yeah.
Ah,
Then now you save it.
Okay.
now you save it. Add something else also. Custom, then just save something else also. Don't confirm.
All right.
I can
Fine.
select also.
Fine, you can do it and
Can I edit again?
Yes.
Try.
Yes, possible.
yeah, now do it.
Okay.
Fine. You can choose any depending on your requirement, but okay. There will be one S4HANA SAP S4HANA public edition. Scroll up. It will be somewhere in the middle of the page.
Select this one.
Scroll up. No. This is for success factor. This one. This one. Yeah, this one.
Which one?
S4HANA Cloud for public edition. This is the below one. The best practice was for Cloud public edition. Yeah. Save it. Yeah. Now you confirm. Yeah. Now from here only you can go to process scoping. Click on process scoping. Just beside Now you will come to that screen. Yeah. See now you are getting.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Thanks for that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We can select any of scoping, right? Is it something like a relevant only we have to select?
Sorry. Obviously you will select which is relevant to your project. I sorry, I did not get your question. You're saying?
Correct. No, I selected multiple things for
You can
purpose.
select testing. You can choose. I mean, it is again. See, it is not hard. Obviously, let's suppose you have added. You're not going to use it. It's fine. You can let it be there. Or you don't use that scope. You use something else, right? So that is.
You're particularly selecting for the particular solution, right? So I was thinking that for testing purpose that is required.
Right. So maybe I'll choose. So I'm choosing some, basic solutions. Okay. J58. Okay. J60. Sorry, I'm not a finance or a functional guy. So it's just that for testing purpose or showing your demo, I'm just so Okay, it's fine. So like I have added 4 now. So you can keep on adding, but and then you can end scoping. Okay, on this right corner you'll get end scoping. Okay, why did I get only? Oh, okay. Sorry. I did the mistake. Sorry. Just start again. I think it shows some other project. Okay, let me go. Sometimes this become a you have gone somewhere else and your project is gone. Okay, scoping. So you see, I can see my 4 solutions. So everyone has chosen. I mean, you can choose different also. These are the most common heard, or at least I know of these. So that's why I've chosen this. So everyone is able to like add solutions in the scoping.
Even though these solutions are depends on the country, or here you're not selecting any country and region, right? This is applicable to all.
Right. You can select country. I'm saying that I was showing you that you can have the scoping country wise, right? Because some customers go with a global template, some customers go with global plus some geographical related templates. So you can maybe do your scoping. Could be like you can create 4 scope. 1 scope would be global, another 3 could be the templates, or the scopes could be used as local templates, right? So I was showing that you can you can filter it out with countries, and then you can do the scoping if you want. So I was just showing that you can do that. Okay. Yeah, I did for global, but you can do it.
Then which is a scope you are selected for getting this one J58 solution type? Which is a solution?
S4HANA public edition.
S4HANA public edition.
I have a doubt, Rohit here.
Yeah.
So while creating team, so you have for a role, for example, some architect or consultant, you have added the names or the mail IDs. With mail IDs, you have attached them, the role, right?
Right.
So is it necessary that that person should be into SAP Cloud ALM? Or if, for example, Pradeep is there, he is not having access to Cloud ALM, or he is not registered to Cloud ALM. So can we still add Pradeep to my team list?
No, he has to be first part of the Cloud ALM user group. Then obviously you will be able to, because in project what we are doing, we are just trying to add specific people who will be part of this project, right? So it is not like we are adding them to Cloud ALM. We are adding them within Cloud ALM. You are creating a project in that team. In that team, you are trying to assign people. So though they have to be already present in
Cloud ALM.
Cloud ALM. Maybe I'll just 1 sec. Yeah. I'll quickly, because many people had this doubt. So 1 sec. So if we go to CC user management, right? You can see, right? So this is the place where all the users which are there in Cloud ALM, so they have to be onboarded here. Like in SAP system, you can check SU01 which all users are there. Then only you can maybe assign that user that if you have a report to be generated and sent out, only then it can be sent out that user, right? So similarly, those users the user initially has to be onboarded into Cloud ALM. So now, depending on the kind of onboarding process different customers or different SI partners use, there are different ways. One way is that it is with your security team. They give access to the different users through the BTP. In Cloud ALM, actually there is no way to add in Cloud ALM a user. In Cloud ALM, you can just assign the roles to them, right? It is not
like you did.
No, that is team. No, that is
team adding. Okay.
Right. It's like you just to take a very example, like you in a company as a as a consultant, right? But in a project, you could have different roles. Like you could be a team lead, an IC, or you could be in testing, right? Similarly, one thing is that you have to onboard the user first in Cloud ALM, and that happens through BTP, not through Cloud ALM. There is no onboard, like it's not like in Cloud ALM will come and create a user, Ratan Kumar user. No, the user has to be created in BTP because Cloud ALM sits on BTP. So there, once the user is onboarded into BTP, it will automatically come into Cloud ALM. In Cloud ALM, you have to just
assign a team.
Before assigning team, they have to assign given roles as well. 1 second.
Role as
just 1 second. I'll show you. It's coming like User management. One sec. So these are the different roles available in. If I choose some. Okay. So like Agatha, see, Agatha has completely all the roles, right? So these roles, depending on, obviously you can like add them to your team, and then okay, maybe he will be the test manager, right? So so there are test related roles defined in cloud that you can define. You can assign to them. So the role basically helps you in, because like for a testing, right? They don't they need only for test preparation, test plans, test execution, defects. No other tasks they should be able to see. There is no need,
Yes.
right? So just for segregation, so those roles are defined. So as I mentioned earlier, cloud ALM, the roles are role based. Like if you're a test manager, there is a role specifically for you. If you're a project manager, there is a role specifically for you. If you're an architect, there will be a role for you. If you're in from PMO team, PMO will team. PMO team or project manager doesn't have to see what is happening. Maybe test preparation they can have, but not for test plans or test execution. They just the overall. So maybe they just have from analytics they can see what is the, so they have access to the analytics tab. So in that way, the segregation has happened. Have done in cloud ALM. SAP has done that. Okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
So we have selected multiple options. Then what is it next? End scoping, is it?
You have to end scope. Then only it will come. That's what that's why I clicked somewhere else. That's why it was not coming. That's why I had to come back, and I can show that again. The end scope.
No, I got it. That's okay.
You got it. Okay. So others are able to come here till they are able to create a scope. In scope they can add solution process and process scoping. So the naming is a bit confusing. Manage scope, then again process scoping. But it's like you define, you are first selecting which application solution, product solution you are going to use, and then from there within that product solution, which all business processes you are going to. They call it solution processes. I don't know why. In solution manager it was called business process only, but somehow in cloud they're not using it. They don't call it business process but solution processes. So they're nothing but the business, right? Your account payable, it's a business process, and your account receivable is another business process, right?
So you have added the solution process, right? But later on stage, out of 4, 3 are only finalized. One has to be removed, for example. So it will come as a revised thing, or will it be just removed from the 4? It will show only 3.
See, it again depends. Like, see, again, it is going. Even let's suppose, even if you don't have, let's suppose you are not using Cloud ALM and you are in like just designing. So let's suppose you have chosen this, you have put this in Excel or something. So the finalization will be happen by the end of maybe explore phase, right? By that time you will come to know, okay, this is there or not, right? You have not started any development, right? So before that you can obviously come and remove it, or you can keep it. There is no problem. But yeah, like we were doing in for solution, right? It was you remember I was deleting and it was asking that, okay, you can delete the scoping, but all the underlying related like notes, requirements will get deleted along with, right? So similar to that, obviously there was a pop-up. Similar with if you have already started working, it could be like you are in your realize phase and you see, okay, this probably again, there are times when it changes, right? The process changes, the scoping changes. So then also you can come and again would be better. Obviously, it would be better to have a clean slate and delete it. But again, it would ask you that all the underlying things are there. So what you want to do it, right? In that way. So, but obviously you can do that. There is no. Okay. But again, it again depends, because see, like let's suppose I'll give you an example. Okay. So see, I have created a task. Okay, but within task I have created so many things. Teams I have created, right? I have created scopes. I have given deployment landscape, right? Subscription is not there right now, but this is for external API. So if I delete the project, everything will get deleted underlying, right? So that's what it will give you. Similarly, and it is all interrelated. Like when from process, you create the process hierarchy. From process hierarchy, you can create your requirements, features, you can interlink them. Then you can have user stories, like before you say someone was asking, test cases, if they can have a relation with user story. So we can have that. You can have that, you cannot also have it. Or you can have that a user feature is connected to a user story and test case is connected to a user story. So eventually if you want to delete a feature, both these things because the feature is the container within this, you have these things. So if you delete feature, this will also, so it will confirm it will not allow you to delete. It will ask you first, remove the underlying the relations or the links it has to different other features in that way. So but obviously you can do that. That flexibility in terms of for different areas, it has that. So that is the
Okay, got it.
okay.